What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? How you doing, Nick?
What's going on, Joa? You're gonna have to excuse my mic. We're having technical difficulties over here, but we're gonna get through them.
It's all good, man. So, New Hampshire, crazy, crazy, crazy race, I believe. How was
Yeah.
it?
Interestingly enough, I wasn't actually there for the first like 9 laps to catch it, but then my phone was blowing up and was like, "Oh, it's raining out there," and all the Joe Gibbs guys apparently are wrecking. So
We'll get to that in just a minute, but if you're all tuning in, this is Sundays for NASCAR's weekly podcast. Man, this race was intense. The right beginning, man, we had Kyle Busch going right into the wall.
I can't believe it. Honestly, I mean, him and Martin Truex Jr. were up there in the front, and I guess they came around together, but due to some rain, right?
Yeah, due to some rain, nothing was happening in turn 3 or 4, and then they got into turn 1 and 2, and man, it was not pretty. A lot of Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch went into the wall and got heavy damage.
Yeah,
Around goes number 11. Almost, I mean, everybody in the JGR team except for
Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell got
Right.
into it, man. Got caught some damage, and it didn't end well for Kyle Busch, man. He had a tough day today. Kind of
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, out early, and I'm sure he was pretty upset about the whole ordeal. I mean, you know how Kyle Busch gets, so pretty interesting stuff, and especially off of his dominating performance last week. You know, besides his brother Kurt Busch taking the race or whatever, but he was clearly the faster car last week, so I assume that he would dominate this week.
Yeah, I definitely did too. You know, he's good at these flat courses. I know you're excited that NASCAR didn't decide to bring on the PJ1 for New Hampshire.
You got that right.
It's the first time. I mean, last year they had the PJ1, and it definitely affected the race, man.
Yeah, I mean that they were struggling for grip. I mean it, but that's what happens when you come to these tracks with very low banking. And honestly, this is a driver's course. To be honest, I mean that this is one that you really have to be on top of all your adjustments all throughout the race. So
And you know who ran pretty strong team wise? Team Penske showed up today, man. They showed up and did what they did. Ryan Blaney winning stage 1.
oh
I
yeah,
I was excited to see Ryan Blaney taking that stage 1 position or stage 1 win. Playoff points, that's a perk.
I was pretty happy about it too, except for the fact that I tinkered and took him out at the last minute. But I wish I would have kept him.
Yeah. Well, how'd you do in fantasy up to stage 1? How are you doing?
Not too bad. I don't think I dropped below about the halfway point because we got 13 people in our fantasy, and the lowest that I saw myself, I was in like 6th or 7th. So I mean, I did pretty well all day. Ended up finishing second.
Nice. Foreshadowing, I came in 12th, dead last next to the burner commissioner account. So I was
Well,
heavy on Chip Ganassi today, banking on Kirk Busch, and I had Matty D in my lineup, like I told you I was going to have him.
yeah, you did, and but even still, like throughout the race, I thought Ross Chastain was doing really well in the top 10. Kurt
Right.
Busch was doing well within the first stage, and then almost like last week with Chase Elliott, just fell off a cliff, and I was pretty upset about that because that's my boy, and you know that.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I had Kirk Busch in my lineup as well. Didn't play out too well for me, but what can you do, man? I really enjoyed the race. We had the rain; it delayed it a little bit. Got some time for these drivers to get. Oh, I'm looking for my beer. Looking for gave them some time to figure out what they were going to be doing for the rest of the race because it was early on. I mean, I believe stage 1, and then it started raining almost immediately
Yeah.
afterwards, right? I don't remember.
It was pretty early on because it when the rain came and they red flagged it, it gave me some time to be able to actually come back and so I could watch it. And
Right. Yeah.
me and Corey, the cameraman, we got together and we were doing other things, and we were on our way home at the time, and then like I said, my phone blew up and I had some time to be able to get home, so I didn't really miss much, just about the first 10 laps.
Right. And yeah, we're doing things a little differently, doing this whole webcam, trying it out for a change. If you guys enjoy it, stay for the show. Let us know what you like, what you don't like.
You want my opinion?
What's up?
I don't like it. I miss you.
It has been a minute.
Mm.
So really nothing happened after stage 2 was very straight to the point. Everyone drove clean. I think we had Anthony Alfredo. He did turn around by himself, but really nothing much happened with stage 2. Just saw really good, clean racing, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And let
me say one thing. We skipped over Martin Truex getting heavy damage in stage 1. Had to pit, put a bunch of tape on his front end and on his back panel. It was pretty impressive, especially foreshadowing to stage 3 what he ended up finishing in.
Yeah, same. Again, I'm glad you brought us back to stage 1, because I had forgotten all about Joey Logano when they were coming back to racing. He had that penalty in the pit on pit road and went 2 laps down and came back and finished where he did, which was pretty impressive.
Very impressive, and I actually left him in my garage because I only have 2 more uses of him, so it kind of backfired on me. But yeah, then stage 2 we had Brad Keselowski, Team Penske, in a row coming with stage 2 win, man. I mean, it's good to see Brad Keselowski. We haven't seen they haven't officially made the announcement yet, but we know that he's leaving. He's going to Roush, and it's awesome for him to get a stage 1 or stage 2 win, playoff point, and still be in the series, or not the series, but in the line of possibly winning a championship this year.
Yeah, for the past few weeks, we've been staying away from Keselowski. We've actually kind of given some jabs at him a couple times in our podcast, but he showed up today, and I'm so thankful that he did, because I finally played him for the first time in probably about 5 weeks.
I had him in my lineup. I tinkered. I took him out.
Yeah.
But it's awesome, man. Team Penske, they're making the moves, and I mean, other than that, there's really nothing else to say. We had Kevin Harvick. Man, Kevin Harvick has been. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's back, but he's not back.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
He's finally showing what he showed us last year, except obviously not getting the win itself, but at least contending in the top 10 for the majority of the race. So it was definitely good to see Kevin Harvick back to where he used to be.
Hey, we have a NASCAR tattoo guy in the chats. He says, "What's up, man?"
All right, what's up?
He was cool linking up to him.
Yeah. You want to see some NASCAR tattoos? Because I got some. I'm on the wrong side. Talladega's right here, and I got Chase over here, buddy.
Yeah, he was the one that we met at Nashville. He was really cool. Has all the track tattoos on.
Oh, that's NASCAR. That makes sense.
Will. Yeah, definitely. What's up, Will? So yeah, we had with stage 2, and with Ryan Blaney, he only fell back 2 positions. Kevin Harvick holding that 2nd position. I'm impressed just because we haven't seen Kevin Harvick. I mean, he led the first laps today than he's held since early in the year, May maybe, and he still hasn't won anything.
I know. I was expecting a new winner like Kevin Harvick or Denny Hamlin, honestly, in this race, and they seem like they were back up to par like they were last year, and then but we did get a new winner, so I wasn't wrong. Just wasn't who I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, we definitely did get a new winner, which I mean, that really brings us to Aric Almirola takes the W home for New Hampshire in the dark.
Oh my gosh. Aric Almirola, I am so surprised, because the last time that I looked at the standings, I'm pretty sure he was in 28th spot. Like, I was not expecting Aric Almirola to even come close to winning a race, let alone actually winning today, because it's all his other wins have come at super speedways. So this is pretty impressive for Aric Almirola and his team.
Exactly. And I don't know about you, but whenever he was battling with Chase Elliott, dude, he was putting up a hell of a fight between him and Chase. And there was emotion behind it. You could tell both of them were, I think one of them was more pissed off more than the other one was. But, Almirola made the move and he made it clean and got around Chase and eventually made it up to for the W.
Yeah.
And absolutely astonished by that, because where's Almirola been all year long?
Where you at,
Last
Almirola?
last
Eating
year,
too
man.
much bacon.
Last year, I was excited to put him in my fantasy lineup just because Almirola was killing it. He
Yeah.
was a common name, and this year, man, I played him once at the beginning of the year. He ended up in my garage and haven't seen anything out of him since. I did not expect to see Almirola show up today the way he did.
No one did either, especially in our fantasy group, because nobody used him. I don't think anyone saw this coming.
No.
Seriously, this year has been completely different than any other NASCAR season because of all the surprise winners and all the different winners that we've had so far this year. This makes 13, which actually Aric Almirola winning this race bumped out Austin Dillon.
Right. Yeah, definitely did. And taking it back to where Almirola and Chase Elliott, they had a little bit of something going on right there. Did you see Quinn Houff by chance getting into, or it was um Ryan Newman spun around Quinn Houff, and Quinn Houff came back and showed him what's up.
Oh, yeah.
Little contact.
A little bit of context, and I didn't appreciate that, man.
And Quinn Houff, he actually thought it through to, if you're gonna rub Ryan Newman, at least rub him with the part that's already messed up, and that's exactly what he did. Showed him
Yep.
how he felt about it. He got checked up. We had Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace spun out. Who did he spin out? Chris Buescher,
Yeah.
and that was unfortunate for Chris Buescher because Buescher really never does anything. I'm not going to say he doesn't do anything wrong, but he normally keeps to himself, does clean driving,
Yeah.
and just got caught up in one another Bubba Wallace's boofs.
Boofs. That's a good
Yeah.
way of putting it. He bubbled.
Yeah, definitely. And I hate to see the 23 car, man, with Michael Jordan coming into the whole sport. He's bringing a lot of following with it, and it's
Yeah.
awesome to see. I just wish that Michael Jordan actually had a competitive driver, which, he might add another charter next year, and we might see Kurt Busch go to it like we've been talking about.
Yeah.
That How would you feel about Kurt Busch driving a Toyota?
Well, see, that's the only part that I mean, again, but I'm a purist. I'm a naturalist when it comes to old NASCAR. So I kind of I side with the old guys a lot more and everything. They didn't want to see Toyota join. They wish Dodge were back or whatever. But
Yeah.
even still, I just want to see Kurt Busch do well, no matter what manufacturer he's driving, and I want to see him with a good team. And 2311 Racing, it's a new year for them, same as Trackhouse or whatever. I mean, they're bringing Michael Jordan and Pitbull, they're bringing in different eyes to the sport already, and I feel like they're doing a hell of a job doing it. And I'm really proud of what's come out of it so far. I honestly didn't expect Bubba Wallace to win a race or anything like that, but compete top tens or whatever. They're trying to work out the kinks, fix the bugs and whatnot. And I guarantee you they'll be showing up next year for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm excited to see what they do. Like you said, they're just bringing talent, and they know exactly what they have in plan. They just haven't shown us yet. And I'm
Yep.
excited to see the outcome.
Heck yeah.
We had a huge list of big names: Christopher Bell coming in second, Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano finishing right behind, man. And Ryan Blaney. Ryan
Yeah.
Blaney was still relevant from stage one all the way to the checkered flag, which was awesome.
All three Penske drivers right there in a row, man.
I know,
They
man.
showed up today. Finally, it's about time.
They definitely did. And I see Penske following up with the next road course that we have, just because I mean, if Brad Keselowski's back, he's back. Let's see it happen, man. Let's go out with the bang. we know you're not going to be in the 2 car next year because Cindric's taking over. That's already been announced. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a Brad K championship for Penske going out. As much as I don't want to see it, but I wouldn't mind seeing it under the circumstances.
I would definitely be okay with that too. I'll agree with you on that. I'm not a huge Penske fan in general, but at the same time, it'd be a nice storybook ending to his Penske career. Moving on.
Yeah, most definitely. So, other than that, man, what's your overall take with New Hampshire? No taking or not putting any PJ1 on it. Just overall, how you felt about the race today?
Well, I definitely enjoyed the race. It was interesting to say the least because of who won. I was not expecting it. Like I said, I don't think anyone really was. And I hate to grief every single race or whatever, but there's always something. NASCAR always does something that just irks me the wrong way. And
What's
this
that?
time it was the cutting the race short by 10 laps. I know it was dark and New Hampshire doesn't have
Oh man,
lights,
that hurt.
but man, come on. Christopher Bell may have had a shot, but now we'll never know.
Oh, excuse me. We need to back up a little bit. Matt DiBenedetto, he led some laps and he tried to hold on as much as he could before pitting. And while he was holding those laps, he was talking on the headset. Hey man, it's getting dark out here. We need to go ahead and call this race.
Oh
And they
yeah.
were like, "Yeah, of course he's gonna say that." But and I think Almirola did the same thing whenever he was higher or whenever he finally made it to first place. He's like, man, it's as dark as it's going to get, man. And it's just, of course, you're going to say that in the P1 position. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, we definitely talked about it here while we were watching the race, and uh, I remember just sitting there thinking like, man, if Matt DiBenedetto could just hold on just a little bit longer and everything. Of course, he did end up having to pit, but how great would
Right.
have that have been? I mean, they cut the race short anyway, so I would have much rather have seen DiBenedetto because that's my boy. It's literally my name on fantasy, DB and Burrito. But at the same time, I am super proud of Aric Almirola for showing up.
Super proud, man.
Yeah, somebody else from Stewart Haas other than Kevin Harvick actually doing some work this year.
Definitely. Well, it is official. You kind of dropped the bomb on it earlier, but Sundays for NASCAR is officially going to the Coca-Cola 400.
Fuck yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun. You guys should catch us out there or catch us there. We're going to be giving away tickets, of course. Again, don't know if it's going to be a Daytona race, if it's going to be a random race. Don't even know if it's going to be tickets for sure, anyways. But we're definitely going to be giving away some prizes, and they're going to be better than what any other podcast is doing right now. So
Yeah.
make sure you're definitely following us on YouTube because that's the only way to be a contender for the wins. We just had Nathan. He won two tickets to the next Atlanta Motor Speedway race. We had the fan feud that you hosted. That was pretty cool.
I really enjoyed doing that. We were definitely trying to come up with some new games to be interactive with the fans, and I
Right.
thought, what better way than to do like a Family Feud sort of style? And we did it with NASCAR questions, and I think it turned out really well, even for our first time. So I'm pretty proud of it, and I know you are too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I know Nathan's proud of it too because he got 2 free tickets to the next race, which is going to be awesome because Atlanta is making 4 more
Yes,
degrees.
Atlanta's going to be so different next year. We have no idea what to expect, and
It's going to
it's
be a single filed line, and there's not
wow.
going to be much passing at all.
That's your take on it, but not mine. Uh,
I,
I'm I definitely think that Atlanta it couldn't get more boring. Let's just put it that way.
no, I completely agree with that, and I don't want to get blown up on anything by saying Atlanta sucks, but Atlanta sucks. I'm the
I
first to
mean,
say it's our home track.
yeah. I mean, hey, we love Atlanta. We're from Atlanta, and this. I mean, we're always going to go to Atlanta, but at the same time, it has not produced good racing with this package that we have, and the racing surface itself is like 25 years old. It needed to be repaved anyway. I'm glad that they're trying something other than what they've been doing with mile and a half tracks. It will become its own, specific track other than, like Texas and Charlotte and Las Vegas. They're all very, very similar. So
Exactly.
I'm glad to see it.
Well, when you think of, I know it's not going to be a super speedway, but I think it's going to be kind of like, well, Nashville's considered a super speedway. So if Nashville's considered a super speedway, Atlanta, the new Atlanta would have to almost, in my opinion. But how you're saying is Talladega's iconic for Talladega, and there's no other comparable track. They try
Right.
to compare it to Daytona, but it's two totally different driving
Right.
techniques and everything. So I definitely think Atlanta's going to bring their game on where drivers are going to have to completely relearn the track. Of
Hmm.
course, it's going to be a lot narrower, and I'm excited to see it, man. It's going to be
I
a lot of fun.
I'd like to see if they have 2 dates next year, which we don't know yet. Not exactly sure, but if they have 2 dates, I'd like to see the last date in the playoffs for the
Right.
first time that they go. And I think it would be so great. And I mean, Atlanta doesn't really turn out the number of fans that I'm sure that NASCAR would like to see, but at the same time, I feel like with resurfacing it and doing and more banking, and it's just, and when with the next gen car, it's going to totally change up the way that they drive at Atlanta. And I think there'll be a lot more fans there next year.
Yeah, definitely. We have a comment from our buddies over at Monday Morning Racer.
All right.
Says, got to catch a NASCAR broadcast live for the first time in a while after PDRA in Virginia. The Magic Mile wave its wand over the playoff scenario.
That's true. It has, because it shook things up with Aric Almirola being so far back in the standings and getting that win. He locks himself in, which pushed somebody else that was at the 16th place to 17th.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that ended up being Austin Dillon.
Man, and Austin Dillon, we got to meet him at Atlanta. That was pretty
Mhm.
cool. Before I get off topic, though, guys, if you guys like any type of racing, I'm just now getting to drag racing. And Nick, I told you about how I've been watching this guy on YouTube. Monday Morning Racer is an awesome, very up close, impersonal. He gets a lot of interviews with a bunch of drag racers, and it's really entertaining, man. I'm learning a lot. So if you guys aren't following Monday Morning Racer, then you're messing up in life.
Yeah, I watched that video that you sent me where we got a shout out. Thank you, Monday Morning Racer.
Yeah,
That was definitely awesome, and we're definitely gonna be following you from now on.
for sure. Yeah, he said we need to come out to Bristol. Whenever the race is at Bristol, we'll
Mhm.
meet up. We'll meet up with him eventually.
That'd
He's
be
a cool
cool.
guy.
I'm definitely down for that.
But so yeah, our plans coming to Daytona. I was telling Lissy earlier, my girlfriend, that I am stoked about Daytona. Infield, we're going to be bringing another uh, infield fan experience episode to our fans, to the followers, to the fans, and it's going to be awesome, man. Daytona edition, not the Daytona 500, but we'll be there too, probably.
Yeah, what did the watermelon girl say about it?
She's excited, man. She really wished that she was able to make it to the Atlanta race, but yeah, she's definitely excited. We're gonna
Oh
have a lot
yeah,
of fun.
Daytona is going to be awesome. It's the last race of the regular season, so I'm super excited about it. We still have a little less than a month and a half, and we have these next 2 weeks off. But we'll definitely be coming up with some content for you guys, and I'm excited about what's next to come because we have two. I'm sorry, not two new. One new road course
Yep.
coming up, the Indianapolis road course, and then Watkins Glen,
Yeah,
Michigan,
I actually
and then
have
Daytona.
well, Watkins Glen is the next race. That's August 8th. And then
Okay.
we have Indianapolis and then Michigan.
Yep.
And we got some friends up north. We always talk about our northern buddies
Oh
wanting
yeah.
us to come to the Glen. We're not going to be able to make it this time, but
Mhm.
the Glen is going to be a hell of a race, and I'm excited for it. I just don't know what we're going to do for 2 weeks off, man. We haven't seen this in at least 25 years. A
I don't
2 week
remember the
break.
last time.
There hasn't been. I mean, there was, but I was looking it up, and it was like early 70s.
Yeah,
So
we
that's a
weren't even
long
born.
time. Exactly. So first time for us. I don't know how to. I can barely occupy myself for 1 week when we have a 1 week break. So
I know.
off
I'm always
season, I don't even like talking about off season because
no.
Sunday's not for football.
What
Sunday's for NASCAR.
you got that right. Yeah.
But again, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we should send up them northern boys some boiled peanuts. They love them so much, and they had never even heard of it.
For the followers that are watching us right now, if you've had boiled peanuts, can you please say yes in the chats? Because we met some of our good friends that had no idea what a boiled peanut was, and us Southerners had to show them some hospitality, cook some boiled peanuts over an open fire, and serve them up fresh, and they fell in love.
I remember before anyone had even tried a bite, they were like, "This looks disgusting. Do you really eat them?" Yeah, just pop it in.
We're having a little bit of technical difficulties right now with your mic, Nick. But if y'all are just tuning in, we have Aric Almirola is your winner. Fantastic for that 10 car. I'm glad to see that 10 car doing as good as he has done. I'm not sure if we're going to get Nick back or not, if he lagged out or not. But, well, I guess that's going to close it for tonight. This is Sundays for NASCAR. And like next week, oh, there's Nick. Let's see if he can see us. He's kind of lagging. No, it's not letting me. Well, guys, we will be here. We're going to be at Daytona. Tune in for us then, but we'll be bringing in some solid content for the off weeks. We have the Racing Warehouse up in North Carolina that we got to show off, and it was a lot of fun. We got some interviews with the owner, get to show you the ins and outs of the Racing Warehouse, how it started, and it's really awesome. So stay tuned for that, guys. Oh, Nick, you're back.
Hey. Sorry, something's happening here. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, cool. All right.
We're just doing an outro, so do you have anything else to say?
I am looking forward to getting back to racing after this 2-week hiatus. I really am, because I'm going to be losing my mind. I have nothing to do on the weekends now. What am I supposed to do?
I know, man. It's going to be tough, but I guess right now is going to be time to focus on work and make that money for Daytona when we go.
You got that right, for sure, man, because Daytona is going to be a blast. It will be possibly the best. I know we always say it, but it may be the best race that we go to all year.
Every race we're going to, man, well, since COVID, every race we're going to is getting bigger and bigger, and every race that we're shooting our film at is getting better and better.
It is. Sundays for NASCAR is moving on up.
Definitely. If you guys aren't following us on YouTube, go over to YouTube, Sundays for NASCAR. You'll find us and go watch our episodes because they're the best. That's nobody. Eric Estep couldn't step on our episodes, bro. And I will say that. We'll catch you guys next week, Sundays for NASCAR.
Oh, that was